Hello everyone, welcome to another Versus video. BBD alongside CVM. We are battling some Standard with decks from the Pro Tour.
Magic 2015.
Yep. But before we begin, we are going to play a game to determine who gets to go first.
Yep.
It's called the Truth Game.
Something a little bit new.
Yep. So CVM is going to roll a dice. It doesn't matter what he actually rolls. I'm going to close my eyes and he's going to tell me he either rolled...
Well, I have to say something about the roll.
He gets to say something about the roll.
And he has to determine if it's true or false. And I have a little paper here that I will write either a T or an F to let everybody at home know if it's true or false. And then he has to figure out if it's true or false.
All right, so I'm going to close my eyes. You can roll the dice and ask me a question.
I don't have to ask you a question. I'm just going to make a statement, right?
All right, make a statement.
All right, so here's the roll. And what I'm going to say is this is a good one. We're just going to make it easy.
All right.
I'm going to tell you that it is even.
All right, he's telling me it's even. I'm going to say false. It is false. All right, I get to go first. All right, there's no way CVM would ever tell the truth, so that wasn't too easy of a game. So I get to be on the play, and this hand is, ooh. If we didn't have that card, this hand would be a Snap Mulligan, but lo and behold, Voice of Resurgence making a rare appearance, so I'm going to keep.
So having this many lands in your opening hand with this deck, I don't think is very good. So the question is, if I didn't have this and this was my hand, my 6-card hand, do I keep it? I think that the answer is yes. But if I also have like these 5 cards and another spell, I think that I also keep on 6. So I think that I'm actually going to mulligan this hand.
Okay.
So it's 4 lands, 2 1-drops, and a lightning strike. And I don't think that this hand can actually win.
Okay.
All right, we're back for the best 6 that a mono-red deck has ever seen.
2 mountains, 4 burning trees.
This is not a very good hand. But I don't think I can send it back, so I'll keep.
Go.
All right, step 1.
Oh,
The old Rackler.
Rakdos Cackler making an appearance here. I'm going to have to take a singular point off my Battlefield Forge to cast a voice.
Yep.
You're up.
Okay. Now, I don't know if it's worth trading my Cackler here yet. So I think that I'll just play this Firefist Striker and pass.
Uh-oh. We have a Firefist Striker alert. So, do I want to take Untold amount of damage? I can take a lot of damage and cast this, or I can take no damage and do this. But I kind of feel like I probably should just cast this on that Firefist Striker, since if he plays Rabble-Master next turn, I can't block. So that seems like a bad thing for me. So I'm going to shock myself and then also take a pain and Banishing Light your Firefist Striker.
See, that Striker did 3 damage.
He did do 3 damage.
All right. Let's see here.
This deck has an extremely painful mana base, so I will say that much.
So I can cast this now and get in some damage. Now he can trade off his voice. So his Brimaz could be a problem, but I don't think that I can actually play against Brimaz yet. So I think I'll just play a Rabble Master.
Sure.
We'll trigger for Cedric Phillips, and then I'm going to attack.
Alright, so I can trade with the Rakdos Cackler, or I can eat the Goblin. Since my plan is to play this thing next turn, I think either one is probably okay. But I guess we'll just eat the token, and I don't know, that might be wrong, but
Goodbye, Cedric. Good.
I guess we'll see one way or another. Alright, that was a bad draw, so I'm going to take a point. 13 and cast a Xenaghost the Reveler.
Yep.
And I'm going to make a Satyr token and pass the turn.
Okay. So a Legion Loyalist would have been a good draw. But unfortunately, we did not get a Legion Loyalist.
That is quite unfortunate.
It is quite unfortunate.
I feel very bad.
I'm sure you do. You have 3 cards?
I do. 3 of the most garbagey cards this side of the Mississippi River.
Okay, so I think that... Yeah. Not drawing a spell this turn sucked. So I think that we have to... I don't know if we want to try and get Xenaghost off the table, or just try and get in as much damage as we can. So if we attack with these 2 and our Goblin, he's definitely going to block 2 creatures. Yeah, I think our best. Oh, I'll go to combat.
Okay.
Get a Goblin.
Okay.
We'll send these 2 at you and the Goblin at Xenaghost. And 1 trigger.
Alright, so 2 at me, Goblin at Xenaghost. I'm at 13. Well, I think I just want to preserve my life total as much as possible. That's actually probably wrong. I think I just want to keep... I want to keep Xenaghost. Do I want to keep the voice, or do I want to keep this... I think I want to keep the voice as a voice. So I'm going to block like this.
Okay. So I definitely didn't expect him to block these Xenaghosts.
I don't want to lose my voice because if he... Well, there's a couple things. One, if he has Rebel Belt Maka, he can just kill Xenaghost for free. 2, I don't want to lose my voice because then it's hard to talk. But also, I want to keep this as a guy in case he draws Legion Loyalist. And also just having, like, if I block like this and he kills Xenaghost, then I'm left with a 1/1, and based on my hand, I have no way to make it bigger. Yeah. So I want to keep Xenaghost around.
All right, well, I think that here we just want to save our Rabble Master.
Okay. Hit me for 2?
Yeah, just hit him for 2.
I'm at 11.
And I lose the Goblin. I'll play a land and then I pass.
Alright, so
So
here...
there's a good chance that could have been 100% wrong, but
Alright, well that
sure.
was a pretty good draw. We do have to take a lot of damage to cast it, but it was a good draw. So I will take 2 points of damage and cast Brimaz.
Yep.
Puts me to 9. I will make a satyr. Scry. So this card doesn't do anything for us right now. I mean, it's a good blocker, but we already have plenty of good blockers, so really doesn't advance our game plan in any discernible way. So I can attack here, but I'd rather just hold back, I think, another turn, because once we play this, the game's going to end very quickly, and I don't want to take any unnecessary damage prior to that point at all. So I'm just going to pass the turn.
Now last turn I did consider just using these on the unblocked creature and putting him at 5, but I felt like that was a little bit too far out of reach. I think if I had realized that he didn't have any white sources other than pain lands, then it would have been better off just to put him at 5. Okay. So I can cast this. Yeah, he'll just not block the goblin, and the best I could do would be to put him at 5. It's not very good, but it will give me a chance. So I'll cast an Ash Zealot.
Okay.
Combat, trigger Rabble-Master.
Sure.
I'll attack you with everything.
Okay, so Rabble-Master gets +1.
Yep.
He's a 3. Let's see. So if he has another Rebel Belt, Maka will be the best block. Burmaz cannot kill anything except that soldier token if there's a Maka, so I'm going to assume that we're just going to lose something to Maka anyway, so then we have to figure out the best blocks. So Burmaz has definitely got to be on the Ash Zealot so we can kill that. Voice on the Rabble-Master.
Voice or Satyr?
Or Satyr on the Rabble-Master. And I think we have to put Voice on the Cackler here. That way, we take the least amount of damage, because it doesn't matter if he's left with a Cedric Phillips token, and actually trading off our Voice here is actually good, because we get to deal him a lot of damage next turn as well. So, I'll block like this.
Okay, so
I think this is the best block to play around. Stoke the Flames and Rebel Belt Maka as two potential cards in his hand.
So I can kill his Brimaz and his Cat Soldier, and then everything else will trade off. And I'll be left with an Ash Zealot and a Goblin token, and he'll have an Elemental and a Xenagos. That's the case. The Scion of Vitu-Ghazi is going to be pretty rough.
Scion, baby.
Yeah, this game would have been much different had I just attacked you with all my creatures that one turn and then used my 2 Makas to deal damage to you. Yeah, so like I can Maka the Goblin, but then he'll just beat me with what he has in play and never go to 4. So I guess I just have to Maka the Ash Zealot.
Alright, so I lose both of these.
You take 1, and these guys all trade, and you get an Elemental.
Yep. So I do lose the majority of my board here.
Go.
Which isn't the best for me, but we'll see what we draw. That's actually could be a reasonable draw. My plan was to just cast this, but I think I want to actually cast this instead. So I'll play this, make a Satyr, pass the turn.
And you have 2 cards.
I do.
Yeah, I played this game all wrong. The deck was there for me, and I didn't see it happening. All right, so how can we actually win this game? I think I just go to combat.
Okay. Alright, so we get blown out if he has a removal spell, but I think we're still okay with him not throwing that at our face if he does. So I'm going to block like so.
I'm ready for first strike damage.
I will cast Celestia Charm to make a 2/2 knight. Now our voice is a 3/3.
I'll stoke the flames of the cigarette.
Alright, so we lose everything. But we take no damage. So
And then I'll pass the turn.
that is a positive. Alright, draw. It's not a terrible draw. I think I'm definitely going to be casting it this turn. I'm going to be casting both of these, so I'm going to have to take a point of damage from my mana confluence, but I think it's worth it at this point. So I'll cast Perforos first. Then I'm going to cast Sylvan Carry. Did I lose one? You take 2.
18.
I will make a Satyr with Xenagos.
16.
So you go to 16. And now I think I actually just get aggressive. I'm going to attack you for 4.
12.
And say go. Now that we have a blocker that can block Ash Solid for days.
All right. So that's not what we need.
Delightful.
Well, I feel like Tom Ross would have won this game. Already. It would have just been over. Yeah, the Xenagos attack was really bad. I wanted to send something at the Xenagos. I should have sent them all to Xenagos. So I don't think that I can actually attack here. So I can just play this, and then I'll pass.
Take me on a trip to the old Foundry Street.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what the top of my deck holds for me. Ooh, not good. So I can't really attack because he has the Zealot of Ash that can first strike down one of my guys. So I will make a Satyr, deal you 2 points of damage.
10.
Pass the turn. So next turn I can maybe attack.
Well, that was a pretty good draw. But I don't think that I can do, so I can put, puts me 8.
Is it Legion Loyalist?
No, but that would be a very good draw. Okay, so if he draws a blank next turn, am I dead? That's the question that I need to ask. So 8, 3. Alright, so with the land he can pump 3 times.
True that.
means that I can't let 2 get through. So I'd have to block all but 1. So obviously I'd block with the Zealot. The question is, I have to decide whether I use this to get rid of his Xenaghost now, or if I just wait and see if I can just kill him next turn by drawing another burn spell. I think it's best to wait. I'll just pass.
Okay. I'll make a stater and deal 2 to you.
8.
That's sign of Vitsugazi.
Wow. I mean, I'm just dead, right?
Yeah. I'll do 6 to you with it.
Yeah, and then you
Copy
get another
Satyr.
Satyr. Yeah, I'm just dead. Like, I drew a Stoke the Flames, but...
Alright. We are back for the second deciding game. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, Steven gets to choose first.
Well, I have to mulligan, but I actually want to keep it real bad. This is the land. I keep this hand.
Oh yeah, I would sneak that hand if that was a land. Alright, well there are 2 copies of the card Mana Confluence in my hand, but I'm keeping. So, I don't know if that's makes me greedy or...
I think it's you feel much safer with me being on the play mulligan and keeping that hand, so...
Yeah, this... Mana Confluence is not the land I wanted to see, but I think this is still a keep.
Alright, we're back after another mulligan. Just perfect 3. Alright, I will keep... So I don't know which one of these is correct, because I haven't played this deck enough.
Always lead with Foundry Street Denizen, if that's the question.
Works. Go ahead.
Alright. I will play an Elvish Mystic and say go. We had a deck similar to this deck in our testing. We didn't have all the same cards, but it was pretty close.
Yeah. So you drew the forest? How lucky.
No, I had the forest.
Oh. All right. I wish I would have drawn a red mana on that turn. So I think that I just play this. I don't really want to offer up a trade here. Or maybe I just play this and trigger the Foundry Street. Yeah, actually I like that. I'll trigger.
Sure.
And then I'll attack.
Alright, I think I just take it at this point. At 18.
Your turn.
Alright, deck. Cough it up. Cough it up. Not. Go ahead.
Land. That's not a land. Alright. So I can activate this Mutavault and trigger Battalion and get in 4 points of damage. I don't know if that does much.
It would put me to 14 points of life.
Well, he didn't trade his Mystic for my Foundry Street Denizen. Trigger.
Sure.
I'll attack.
Alright, I'll take 3. 15.
Go ahead.
Alright. And I will cast Pelucranos. Say go.
Man, so your hand had 2 Confluences in it, and you haven't played one yet?
I have drawn a land, a lot of land.
How lucky.
I don't know if it's that lucky, but maybe a little bit.
Okay. So... Oh man, just a land away from...
Utter devastation.
Yes. So I don't know if it's right to just play this and then attack, or to play this. I just don't know. I know, I think this is right.
Okay.
Triggers.
Yep.
I'll just attack with these 2.
Alright, I feel like I'm going to get Rubble Belt Maka'd. But I'm still going to block. Alright, trade those off. I take 2. 13.
So, thankfully, Stoke the Flames can, like, kind of hide that by, making me want to keep 4 mana available. Well, I don't know. Yeah, this guy's dead. And it's your turn.
Alright, draw. Let's see, do I even bother to... I could leave Elvish Mystic up as a blocker, but if he gets Battalion, then I don't really want to block with it. So I think I'm just going to not take any damage and cast Pelucranos. Say go. That's why I was willing to trade the first one off. Might still have been wrong, but I don't know, it seemed better. Here he has to throw away one of his guys to attack me if he wants to.
Yeah, how many cards?
4. They're all Perforos.
Yeah, I hope so. Man, Pelucranos is a good Magic card.
Pelucranos is a big boy. He's a real big boy.
So he can Monstrous for 2 next turn, which is very unfortunate. But I think that we want to just try and put as much pressure on him as we can. But I don't know how much of that we can do. So I think that I just attack with the Rakdos Cackler.
So, let's see. He might have another Rebel Melt Maka, or a Stoke the Flames, or a Lightning Strike. My guess would probably be Lightning Strike. If he's attacking with just that, I guess he could have Maka as well. Would make sense. I'm at 13. I think here I can't afford to block because I don't want to lose my second Pelucranos. Even though it would soak up, like, I guess 5 points of damage. Maybe it's fine because my hand has these. But if he has like Maka plus Stoke the Flames and I rely on this, I could very easily lose this game. So I'm gonna take it. Go to 11.
Alright, second main.
Alright.
Pass.
The old second main goblin Rabble Master. Draw.
Yep.
Alright, well, let's see.
Just want to kill your other lands.
I could play this, but it doesn't do that much, especially with him having Legion Loyalist. I could play this and only monstrous for 1. I think I just pass. I'll cast these next turn.
Okay. So he can monstrous for 2 here, which kills my Loyalist and my Foundry Street Denizen. It's not really where I want to be right now.
Kind of where I want to be.
Well, duh.
That's exactly where I want to be. I'm at 11 life, so I am at a reasonably low life total considering how many creatures he has.
I think that I just want to go to my combat step.
Okay.
And trigger this.
Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna monstrous for 2, but I have to decide how I want to tap. I think I tap both confluences. Well, so I can either tap 1 confluence and only have Plukernos as a blocker, in which case he could attack and hit me for a decent chunk. I think I'm gonna tap both confluences and leave back Elvish Mystic as a blocker. So I go to 9, and I'm going to kill these 2. Alright, you may attack away.
I get a goblin here.
Yep. So I probably should have actually just monstrous on my turn, but oh well.
Alright. So I can still activate this.
Yep.
And if you block, you could block 2 2-power creatures, losing your Mystic, taking 3 and going to 6. Or I could just throw away my goblin and play this post-combat. I think I like this play better. Just be as aggressive as possible. Triggering.
Alright, well, Plukernos is definitely blocking the Rabble Master. So then there are 3 other guys coming in. I'm at 9. So I can either trade and go to 5, or I can chump and you're at 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trading go to 5. I'm going to have to use a mana confluence, so I'm going to have to put myself in stoke range if I don't trade. To cast any of these cards, I have to use mana confluence. or Battlefield Forge. So I feel like chump blocking is probably better as it plays around Stoke. A little bit better. Like, he has to suicide into my board to be able to stoke me, which at least buys me one additional turn. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and block like this. Go to 6.
How sick would it be if I had a Maka there?
That'd be pretty gross.
Yes, this guy dies. And then it'll be your turn.
I'm at 6.
Mm-hmm.
Go to 5 to cast this. I guess I'll start by scrying and see what I've got next turn, which I don't need that, so that goes to the bottom. So it doesn't really change anything. And I think this is the best thing for me to cast. So I'll cast Brimaz, taking 1, 5.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think I could die to land plus Stoke. Yeah, I die to land plus Stoke if I attack with Plukernos. I'm dead to Maka either way. I guess not quite. Depending. Yeah, I guess I'm not dead to Maka. But he probably would have Maka'd last turn if he had it. And I'm not dead to Lightning Strike either. So I'm going to attack for 7. I think I just have to end this game as fast as possible because I don't think I'm winning otherwise.
13.
Go.
Okay.
Sure. Sure.
Attack. Alright, we'll kill the cat.
Sure. So I take 2. Go to 3.
Your turn.
So what is my line here? This had been a basic land. So you go to 11. 10.
You know, we keep finding over and over in these versus videos that Plukernos is just awesome, and then we just like don't play him.
Yeah, Plukernos is pretty good.
Then we just like don't play him in our tournament decks.
All right, so let's see. I'm at 3. I want him to have to chump with Goblin Rabble Master. I think if I cast this, then let's see. I can attack. A token puts him to 11. He can block the token and take 10, but then if I have a follow-up creature, he's dead. Let's see. I would be dead. I would have 2 blockers. I could block this, block Mutavault, and die. And also cast this and plus it. And cast this. That doesn't do anything. Alright, well, I can't kill him, so I'm not going to. I'm at 3, though. I do have to be wary of my life total. I have could have 3 blockers, and he's going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attackers. I guess I will go to combat.
Okay.
Let's see. Yeah. Well, let's take 10. I guess I probably should, before combat, play.
Perforos.
I'm going to play Xenagos, actually.
So, yes, okay. So take 1.
Yeah, I'm into. Make a Satyr. And let's attack. See if I hold back. Yeah, attack with everything.
And you're at 2?
Yep.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, I can block this cat and go to 1. But I think I'm safer because I have this. I think I'm just going to block. The Polychronos.
Okay. Take 6. Go to 7.
Yep.
Go.
All right, and I'll strike you.
Yep. Dead.
Yeah.
Yep.
So were you also just dead on the crackback if I just block here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had 0 alpha because all my lands dealt me damage.
Dealt damage, yeah. Did you have a charm?
No.
Yeah,
So if I didn't have this as my only red sources, then I had a number of ways I could not die.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think there was any way you could not die to the strike, but I didn't know if you could like kill me that turn had I not made right decisions. So that's why I didn't show it to you.
All right, we are back for sideboarding. For myself, I'm cutting Perforos, Xenagos, Cord, and Phyrexian Revoker. Just a bunch of expensive cards that don't really do anything, and then Revoker is okay as a Bronze Sable, but that's about it.
If only you could name lands.
Yeah, cannot name lands, so I can't name Mutavault, so there really is, I'm pretty sure, just actually nothing.
Fire Drinker Satyr, dog.
Okay, I can name Fire Drinker.
Shut him off.
Shut off Fire Drinker Satyr. Good call. Good call. But really, it's pretty bad, and I'm bringing in these cards. Skylasher may seem weird, but he is a 2/2 creature that blocks all your guys, and because he has Flash, I can get around whatever that guy, Firefist Striker, as well. So Skylasher is actually surprisingly decent. And then Ajani Steadfast and Archangel are both great in these matchups. And then 1 Tactics. I could bring in 2 more Tactics, but I decided for just 1 because I feel like a lot of times I don't really have time to just sit around on Tactics.
Yeah, like you're going to be blocking and trading.
I'm going to be blocking and trading, and you're going to be killing my guys frequently. So could be wrong on that. I guess we'll find out. But
as for myself, I'm bringing in 2 Magma Sprays, just ways to interact with Voice of Resurgence, cheaper removal spells. 2 Mortars, ways to kill Bramaz, that card is just a pain in the behind. And a Legion Loyalist, just because it makes it so tokens can block. It's good in creature-heavy boards where I want to give all my guys for strike and trample. And I'm cutting 3 Lightning Strikes, as these are just better and cheaper strikes. Could be wrong, since that game 2 ended up winning me because I was able to strike to the dome. But I think I'd rather just be removing his creatures. And then 2 Ash Zealots, as they're just 2 mana, 2 power guys that are worse than my 1 mana, 2 power guys because they just don't do anything against the majority of what your board is.
yeah, and even that last game with Strike, you could have just as well had Mortars and killed my Bramaz.
Yep.
That would have been better for you, actually, probably.
Yep.
So
that's what we're boarding. Let's jump in and see what happens.
all right, we are back for game number 3. I'm on the play. This hand has mana confluences. All right, this hand is a sneep. A very, very sneepy hand. We have the perfect curve of these 3.
Well, I can say, if nothing else, I've got some consistency.
You are
consistently
very
mulliganing my opening hands.
And
Those were actually the first 5 cards I picked up were all basic lands.
At least they were all the same art mountain. You
Lucky.
really are quite consistent.
Look at these just all clumped up together. Let's mix those around.
Really, you want to mix them around? You don't want to keep them clumped and hope you hit that clump?
Oh yeah, hold on. All right, back for another 6. Good enough for government work.
Go.
Old Cax.
Rakdos Cackler making
The old Rackler.
a strong early appearance, but will Voice of Resurgence be good enough to take him down? That question and more answered later today.
Man, a Magma Spray would be real good here.
I was going to say, he probably doesn't have a Magma Spray, considering Voice is currently in play and not exiled.
Well, I think our best is just to attack.
I will go ahead and trade it off. Trigger and get this thingy here.
Oh, yeah, don't take any damage. Go ahead.
Alright, we're going to be drinking some serious fire. Well, I'm just going to play Nasty Burmasty. Go to 19.
Yep.
Send it back to you. So if he kills my Burmaz, I can still trade with the Fire Drinker. Worst case.
And I think that we just want to play our hand here. Go ahead.
That was nifty. That was very nifty, if I were to describe it. Almost as nifty as the Plukernos, who likes to eat worlds. Go.
He does like to eat worlds.
Actually, I should just attack with this for 2.
18.
Since he can't block anyway. With Legion Loyalists in play.
It's not looking very good for the home team.
As long as it's not a Rubble Belt Maka, I feel like my chances are decent.
Well, Voice Brim has Pelucranos.
They
Good
call
against the dirty red guys.
They call him the Dirty 3 for a reason. Now, if I could just follow it up with an Unflinching Courage on Pelucranos.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that deck doesn't have that card.
Me too.
I mean, even on a Brimaz is pretty sweet.
Yeah. I could go for an Ajani too. Ajani would be pretty gas here.
Well. Trigger.
Yep. Alright, what am I blocking? I think I'm just gonna
Trigger.
Yep. Alright, we're gonna try to end this game real fast, so I'm gonna slam him there, and I'm gonna take 2, 4, 5, 6. Out of 13, you're gonna take 5.
Yep.
13 apiece.
Go ahead.
Alright. Ooh, that was a draw. That was a draw step. I'm at 13. I don't know. I could jam. Let's see. If I jam this, I can only attack him for 10. He just takes it and then potentially kills me on the swing back because I can only block one guy because of Legion Loyalist. So I think that's bad. So I'm gonna play a Voice. And now I'm at 13. We're both at 13.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go to 12. Monstrous Pelucranos and kill Legion Loyalist. So the question here is, do I attack for 6? I feel like it's a little risky to do so. So I'm just gonna pass the turn here. We're gonna try to get him with the long game.
Just what we needed. God, that was just like the perfect draw.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Basic land mountain.
More than likely. So, I mean, I don't think that there's any way that I can win this.
I would attack with just Fire Drinker Satyr and 2 goblins.
Okay, that seems like a smart play.
I would have to agree.
So, well, I'm going to my combat step.
Okay.
And these goblins are going to have to attack. I'm deciding if I want to attack anything else. You're at 12?
Correct.
I'll also attack with Ash Zealot.
I feel like there's some trickery afoot here. Well, I will make the get blown out blocks. So if you have some tricks, let's see them.
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Go.
We're at 12. Go to 11 and cast Sign of Itugazi.
I mean, I'm dead. I have a mountain.
Okay. Right. We are back for game number 4. CVM is on the play.
Oh, I've not had a good 7-card hand yet, but I'm going to keep this one.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
'Cause
mulligan.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
I'm gonna mulligan. The top card's a forest. All right. This card's a forest. Probably would have gotten there, but whatever. It's a 1-land Plains hand. With a lot of powerful 2-mana spells. All right. Best 6. All right. Sneep. This would be the perfect three mana hand. So I'll keep
2
this.
lands and a Voice of Resurgence?
Yep.
All right, I swapped the 4 Fire Drinker Satyrs back out for the Lightning Strikes and a Dynacharge. Just because I wanted to see how Dynacharge would do, and Satyr just felt really bad. Go, I'll attack for 1.
I will take 1. I'm at 19. All right, you're up.
Right on time. Go ahead.
Old Rakdos, Cackler. All right, Voice of Resurgence. You're up. I think you should have end step shocked me.
I think so.
Yep.
That would have been pretty smart.
I'll block the Loyalist. Alright, he is dead. I get this. And I'm at 16.
Go ahead.
Yeah, let's see what our deck can cough up for us. That is not a good draw.
Haste creature would be nice.
I will Banishing Light your Legion Loyalist.
Yep.
Since I do not want to deal with that, I'm going to bash you for 1.
19.
Go ahead. It's 14.
Go.
He is.
Yellow Hill Giant.
He is actually going to be. I'm actually going to be taking a sizable chunk from that Hill Giant. Go.
That was a good draw.
Boo.
Combat.
Yep.
Trigger.
All right, I take 6. Am I just dead?
I think it's 12.
I got a 2.
Go.
I think I'm just drawing dead. Yep. All right. I'm banishing Light of Your Legion Loyalist because I have this, but
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
I can't block, so I'm just dead.
Yeah, I mean, you're not anticipating to banish Light of Rabble-Red.
All right, we are here for the 5th and final game. And my hand is full of cards that are great against mono blue, so I'm going to snap, keep it.
Oh my god. I finally get to keep a 7.
Oh, wow. You kept 7 last time, didn't you? I had a mulligan.
Oh yeah, I kept it. I should have mulliganed it.
All right, I'm gonna say go. This hand's pretty good though.
Go.
Oh wow, no 1-drop. Game over. Just kidding. I'll go to 18 and play Voice of Resurgence and say go. Hopefully he doesn't spray it. Say it, don't spray it.
Alright, now I have to decide. what
No!
to do.
You have to decide. You can't
because my 2 draw steps were only lands. So, oh man, any like actual creature here would have been awesome.
Alright, I'm glad he doesn't have a creature. I'm guessing his decision is, you know, lightning strike it or something. Mortars it or whatever.
Go. It's probably wrong.
That was a pretty good turn for you. I'll just play a second voice, and I'm gonna attack actually. Well, that may be wrong, but I don't want to get blown out.
18.
Go. I feel like if I try to block, I just get blown out.
Alright, Magma Spray. Might have been good last turn.
Got a sweet combo in my hand right here that I'm just waiting to unleash on the world. I'll block.
I'll attack.
I will block. Alright. I go to 16 points of life.
Go.
Bam. Down to 12. Go. We are on the old get aggressive plan. This card's gonna be so sweet.
I'll attack.
All right. Well, he probably has like mocker. I'm not gonna block. So I go to 12.
Yep. Go.
All right. Double Mutavault. All right. Well, I wanted to do this all along, so I'm just gonna stick with the plan. I'm gonna play a Johnny. You know, that might be like the wrong play, but I'll give this +1/+1 for strike and vigilance and lifelink.
Yep.
I'll attack for 6. I don't want to attack with the tokens this turn, just in case something happens. But if he has like double lightning strike and then attacks me back for a bunch, I could die.
You actually can't win. Just this board.
Okay. Yeah.
After you gain 6.
All right, we are here for the conclusion of our battling, where we saw the pretty much classic battle of Standard, Goblin Rabble Master versus Skylasher. It's actually also a dual deck coming out later this year. So, yeah. We had the Naya deck versus the Mono Red deck. It was an interesting match. I felt like it was reasonably close. I won 3 games, but CVM had to mulligan a bunch. And Mana Confluence did a lot of damage to me, which definitely pushes it somewhat in his favor as well. But I do have some very powerful cards in the matchup. We got to see a Johnny that last game finally do some serious work. Had a Skylasher in my hand, didn't get to play it. To everyone's chagrin. Didn't need it.
Had 2 voices instead.
yeah. I had a slightly improved Skylasher called Voice of Resurgence. But yeah, I think that both these decks are pretty interesting. Goblin Rabble Master can just do an absurd amount of damage kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I really like that Foundry Street Denizen is like in M15 along with Rabble Master, so definitely get the 2 of those, and Frenzied Goblin. I think that that's something that we're going to be looking forward to for all of next year.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And like Foundry Street Denizen is surprisingly just absurd in this deck too.
Yes, very good.
In some of the other red decks, he's always kind of like the worst 1-drop, but here he's like actually the best 1-drop.
Yeah,
which is kind of, well, maybe aside from Legion. Legion Loyalist is probably a little better. Normally the 2 worst 1-drops are the best in this deck.
Yeah, the best. Yeah, Loyalist is real good.
Yeah, so I think both these decks are pretty cool. Hopefully you guys enjoyed watching. Let us know what you think about either of these decks. If there's any Pro Tour decks that you want to see in upcoming videos as well.
Absolutely. I know I
saw a couple that caught my eye.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know there wasn't a whole lot of like brand new stuff from the Pro Tour, but there were a few really cool things. Like there was this deck, there was that deck. Yuya played a black-green Devotion deck that had Nissa in the sideboard. That seems pretty sweet too.
There were a lot of decks also that were playing Nissa without a lot of forests.
Yeah.
A lot of the Jund decks were just playing Nissa with like 8 forests in their deck or whatever.
Yep.
So there's...
Because you don't have to untap 4, just enough to keep her alive, and then you just start generating value.
Yeah, and you don't have to untap forest ever. You can just make any land. You can just make 4 forests constantly.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff that came out of Pro Tour. I mean, it's a pretty old format, and there was only 1 new set, so it's a little much to ask for like a lot of new decks. Like it basically broke down how I expected. You know, the same decks did pretty well, but there were still some new things. So let us know which of those decks you would like to see if you want to see any of the newer decks, or even just updated takes on old decks too. Yeah. Like I like the Jund Planeswalker deck. That was pretty sweet.
Yep, I got to mop up Andrew Schratt with it last week.
Yep. And I liked. There are a couple interesting like black-white decks, or
his V's deck looked really cool.
I think next week I might play that Launch the Fleet deck. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah,
deck.
that was pretty good. The 4 Obelisk Bird.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So hopefully CVM doesn't play a Bile-Blight or Detention Sphere deck, because it does get every token. But
yeah, we're gonna play Esper with a bunch of Urborgs.
Yeah, Bile-Blight and D-Sphere. But
the one thing that was really interesting this last week is not only did the Pro Tour happen, but there was an Open in Dallas.
Yep.
And the Pro Tour had 0 mono blue Devotion decks in the top 8, and Dallas had 4.
So yeah, and like another 4 in the top 16 too.
Yeah, so apparently there were some different wavelengths there. I don't know. In the video last week, I did talk about how I thought Mono Blue Devotion was going to get beat up on at the Pro Tour, and so maybe people didn't play it because they were all watching our versus video. Who knows? But there was a bit of a disparity there, and I'm interested to see what happens this weekend in Syracuse, because the Opens tend to follow what happened at the Pro Tour pretty well.
Yeah.
But it feels like most of the people that play on our Star City circuit love Mono Blue Devotion. So
they do, yeah.
Who knows?
There's the Ross Merriams of the world who will not give it up, never let it down. Yeah.
Just gonna ass it all the way to the end. So guys, thanks so much for coming by and watching us this week. I hope you enjoyed seeing the new cards, and I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's all I got.
See you guys next week.